Hello my friends, and welcome to your 20-minute daily yoga flow. My name is Michaela and I'm here to guide you through and to move with you. Today I'm very excited for this practice. You're going to get a little mix of everything: stretch, strength, deep breaths poured into this 20-minute class. And if you do want some music to flow to, I've made a playlist. I've linked it below. You can hit play as soon as we hop on the mat together, and I will see you when you're ready. Okay friends, if you're listening to the playlist, let's hit play together in 3, 2, 1, go. And let's get started in a child's pose. No rush. Whenever you're ready, just wiggle your knees out fairly wide, maybe as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes towards one another. Sink your hips back to your heels. Reach your arms forward and then melt your forehead down onto the mat. Feel free to take a tiny little micro bend in your elbows so that your arms and your shoulders can really soften. And then just let your body melt down here for a couple deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose, expanding through your back body. Big exhale out the mouth or out the nose, whichever feels best for you. Take one more here, big breath in, feel the expansion across the back ribs. And as you exhale, feel your hips get a little bit heavier towards your heels. Awesome, very gently lift your head and start to transition into a tabletop, wrists under shoulders, and wiggle your knees right underneath of your hips. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Take an inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your chin. As you exhale, round through your spine and tuck your chin into chest. 2 more, moving with the breath. Inhale, front body opens and expands. Exhale, push the floor away, rounding through the back body. Take one more here, breathe in. And breathe out. Come to a neutral tabletop position and maybe wiggle your knees out a tiny bit wider once again. They don't have to be as wide as the mat. You decide what feels nice. Have your right hand come to center. Inhale, reach your left arm up and open. Find a bit of a twist, rotation to the left side. Exhale, thread your left arm behind your right and slowly lower left shoulder and left ear down to the mat. Right hand can stay beside your face, or you might reach that right arm forward. Good. And for my friends, if there's any of you that are feeling a bit uncomfortable in this one, feel free to just come out of it and then sit your hips back to your heels and then thread the left arm underneath of the right. Just a little bit of a lighter variation in that one. Yeah, nice. Now breathing space in between the shoulder blades, that upper back. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Wherever you are, push into your right hand, lift your left arm up and reach back over to the left side. Exhale, left hand comes all the way back down. Keep your knees as they are, a little bit wider, yeah? 1 cat-cow here. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. Exhale, rounding through the spine, look underneath of you. Come back to neutral, and your left hand is going to come at center. Inhale, reach the right arm up and open, twisting to the right side. And exhale, right arm threads behind the left. Right shoulder, right ear, come down to the mat. Remember that other variation if you want it, just having the hips dropped back onto the heels. Now maybe left hand stays beside your face, or maybe you reach your left arm forward so your bicep lines up with your ear. Good. Stay here for 2 more breaths, noticing where your breath is traveling to, noticing where you want it to travel to. Where can you create more expansion in your body with that breath flow? Good. Left hand is going to push into the floor. Reach your right arm back up and open, twisting to the right side. And then right hand comes back down. Bring your knees back in line with your hips. So you've got that tabletop position. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up. Reach them back, but try not to move your feet, okay? So downward facing dog, and if you have a little bend into your knees like I do, absolutely perfect. No worries if your heels are lifted. Amazing, okay? I want you to focus on that length in your spine. Nice. Now, if your legs are fairly straight, bring your feet in a little bit closer so you can intentionally bend your knees just a little bit. Pressing your belly closer towards your thighs. Good. Big breath in and a big breath out. Now slowly shift forward, straightening through the legs, coming into a high plank. Yes, and then bend your knees, send your bum back to your heels, and straighten the legs back out. Good, nice job. We're going to play with that a little bit more. Shift forward to a high plank, hips come down in line with the shoulders. Hold here, bend your knees, bring your hips back towards your heels, and then try and lift the hips, straightening through the legs a little bit. Downward facing dog, big breath in, and a big breath out. Let's play with that one more time. Shift your weight forward. Gaze is where you're going, okay? So your gaze might be now just at the top edge of your mat. Bend your knees, hips back to the heels. Straighten out the legs, lift the hips up high. Awesome job. Send your gaze forward and start to tiptoe to the top of the mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Let your upper body drape heavy over top of your legs. Maybe sway your upper body side to side, or an option to stay still at center. And wrap your peace fingers around your big toes. Bend your elbows out to the sides. Lower your belly and your chest towards your thighs. Drop your head. So either holding this position, this shape here, or you're swaying side to side. Big inhale, friends. Big exhale. Good. Let your breath be just as important as the movement and the postures you find today. Find your way back to center. Release the fingers, the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins and lift out through the crown of the head. So you're creating a long line from top of the head all the way down to your hips. Exhale to fold, release. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold, and melt everything down. Take another halfway lift as you inhale. Low belly draws in towards the spine. And exhale, plant your hands, step your left leg all the way back. Bring your left knee down to the mat. Untuck the toes and rise up to a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms reach up overhead. Right knee stacks over top of right ankle. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, hands come down to frame your front foot. You're doing awesome. Send your hips back. They're going to stop directly over the left knee, and then lift the right toes up. Maybe wiggle that right heel forward a few inches so you can say hello to your hamstring. Awesome. Right hip is back in line with the left. Big inhale. Big exhale. Good. Now listen carefully. All you're going to do is start to walk your hands over to the left side. Spin your left ankle so now it lines up so it's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Your left shin is. Left hand comes down. Right arm reaches for the back of the mat. A nice beautiful side stretch, almost like a modified side plank. Big breath in and a big breath out. Good. Now we're going to come all the way back to the shape where we just were. Hands are going to travel back to the front. Hands frame your right leg. Left ankle in line with the left knee. Right toes lift up for that hamstring stretch, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Good. Inhale first. And exhale. Now drag that right heel in, ground your right foot, bend your right knee, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee up off the mat. Make sure that left heel is lifted. Reach the arms forward and rise on up. High lunge, crescent warrior. Really rooted into your foundation and into your legs here. Inhale, cactus shape. The arms open up across the chest. As you exhale, I want you to bring the forearms towards one another. Good. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. And then lower elbows down to tap your right knee. Inhale to lift back up, tall spine. And then open the arms back to cactus shape. Ready? 2 more times. Close the forearms towards one another. Hinge forward, elbows come down. They maybe tap the knee. Inhale to lift up, and exhale, arms in cactus. One more, forearms close towards one another. Hinge forward, elbows maybe tap your knee. Lift back up, tall spine. Find a cactus shape, big breath in and a big breath out. You got it. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Step your left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Take one breath here. Really let your head go, maybe even shake it out. Yeah, now heel toe your feet to touch and then have a tiny little bit of space between your heels if it feels good. Sometimes I just like my heels touching together. You decide, okay, you know your body best. Bend your knees, send your hips back, reach the arms forward and lift the chest. Utkatasana chair pose, and feeling that strength drive up the midline of your body. Hands can always come into a prayer right in front of your chest. Deep hinge of those hips, trust yourself, okay? Can you feel your weight shifting back into your heels? Take an inhale, lift up 2 inches. Exhale, sink down 3. Inhale, lift up 2 inches. Exhale, sink down 4 inches. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Heel toe your feet back in line with the hips. Halfway lift, breathe in, hands to shins, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plant the hands and step your right leg all the way back. Good, right knee comes down, untuck your toes, and we rise up to our low lunge. Take a moment to feel this shape, to feel the energy moving through your body. Good, push into that left foot, big breath in. Exhale, hands come down to frame your left foot and send your hips back. They're gonna stop right over top of that right knee. Maybe wiggle that left heel forward a little bit more, and it's totally fine if there's a little bend into your left knee. Flex your left foot. Active energy coming through the bottom of that leg, through the top of that shin to help open up the back side of your leg. Big breath in and big breath out. Lovely. Now walk your hands over to the right side, little transition. Then walk the right hand to the back edge of the mat. Left arm reaches up and reach overhead. Think that modified side plank position. A long line from left fingertips all the way to your left ankle. Big inhale and big exhale. Now move back into the shape where we just were, okay? Hands come down, travel to the front of your mat. Hands frame your left leg. We've got that hamstring stretch. One breath, inhale and exhale. Good, drag your left heel in a little bit, ground your left foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up, reach the arms forward, rise on up, find your high lunge. Nice and strong, nice and proud, energized in your body and in this posture. Big inhale, big exhale. Cactus shape your arms, my friends. Let your heart, let your chest be open. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your forearms towards one another. Slow hinge forward, guiding the elbows down. Maybe they tap your left knee. Inhale to lift back up. And exhale, arms open into cactus. Good, close the arms. Hinge forward. We got it moving and flowing from shape to shape. Fully expressed in your body. Deep breaths. Lovely, you got one more here. Big inhale, chest opens. Exhale, arms come towards one another, hinging forward, elbows tap. Inhale to lift. Find that cactus shape of the arms. Hold here, big breath in. Big breath out. Whew, hands come down to frame the front foot. Step your right foot up to meet the left. Find a forward fold just for a moment. Again, shake out your head or maybe sway your upper body side to side. Breathe in and breathe out. Let your upper body land at center. Your feet are gonna stay right in line with your hips. Now bend your knees, sink your hips down and back, reach the arms forward, lift the chest. Utkatasana chair pose once again, but now notice how this one might feel different. How you have your feet in line with the hips and the legs are not close together, right? Just a different variation. And if you wanna switch it up to the other one, you go for it. Close the eyes if you can. Can you find steadiness? presence, peace, gentleness within your mind as your body is working hard to hold you here. Take an inhale, lift up 2 inches. Exhale, sink down 3. Good, you got it. Inhale up 2 inches. Exhale, sink down 4. Inhale, push into the legs. Strong lift up, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Let it all go. Good, ground your fingertips. Step your left leg back, just a transition, and then walk your hands over to the left side so that you land in a wide leg position, a bit of a standing straddle, and forward fold from here. And let your head hang out. Feel that beautiful bit of traction through the spine. And notice if all of your weight is in the middle, or rather the heels of your feet. Shift it to the middle. Yeah, notice how that feels. How does that change things for you? One more breath. Good. Now press into your fingertips and lift your chest up halfway. Walk your hands over towards your right ankle. Good. And you can stay right here, or maybe start to drop your head. Let it land on that left arm. One breath. Good. Let your upper body move through center over towards that left ankle. Maybe you stay with a little bit of this lift, or maybe you start to drop your head towards your right arm, letting it ground and hold you here. One big breath into that left leg, left hamstring. And let your body move back through to center. Lift the chest up halfway once again. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Hands are gonna frame that right foot. Step your right leg back to meet the left, landing in a high plank, or option to come down onto the knees, my friends. You choose. Find length in the spine. Find a moment of power, a moment of force within yourself. Force as in energy, as in life force, okay? You've got everything you need right here in this moment. Inhale. Exhale. Now lower all the way down to your belly, to your chest. Take your feet out as wide as the mat. Tense your fingers outside of the mat. Lift your elbows so they stack over top of your wrists. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, drop your right shoulder and gaze to the left. Inhale, lift back through center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder and look to the right side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bring your hands beside your chest. Feet come back in line with your hips. Push all the way up. Sit back on your heels. Reach the arms up overhead. Gaze goes up. Inhale. And exhale, arms melt down. Take a seat and bring your feet right in front of you. And create a diamond shape with your legs. Bottoms of your feet touch. Knees open out nice and wide. Good. Maybe holding onto your ankles or onto your shins. Take a big inhale, lift up, tall spine. And exhale, start to hinge forward. Coming down any amount. Inviting some beautiful bit of space into the back line of your body. Hips, glutes. Low back, middle back, up back. Let your head drop. So you can bring this all the way into the back of the neck. It might feel good to stay still, my friends. It might also feel nice to sway a little bit with your upper body, side to side. Let this be your own. Good. These next 5 breaths, just really taking care of yourself. Being gentle with yourself. And last one, inhale. And exhale. And lift all the way back up. Good. Maybe finding a crisscross leg position. Reach your arms up overhead and take a really big breath in, arms wide. Gaze goes up as you inhale. And exhale, hands can come right down in front of your heart space. Take as much time as you need, my friends. Thank you for being here, for practicing with me, and I can't wait to see you again.